Hi everyone, it's Laura from Divine Light Yoga. Today I'm talking about my top 3 ways to encourage children to talk about their feelings without actually talking about their feelings. So it's really important for us as yoga teachers, parents, educators, therapists to provide the time and space for children and teenagers to express and reflect upon their emotions. But some children, especially the younger ones, don't have the vocabulary. They can't often find the words to express how they're feeling. And then the older children and teens sometimes don't want to find the words to express how they're feeling. So we can come up with a range of different ways, different metaphors, which are fun and playful, but encourage children to reflect and express their emotions and give us a little bit of insight into how they're feeling, what they're processing, and help us to be able to guide and support them that little bit further. So my first way, which is one of my favorite new ways, is through a feelings box or emotion box. I think I prefer feelings box. And this is an idea that I got from Maureen of Childlike Mind, and she's one of our very valuable trainee. Well, she's no longer a trainee, she was a student, and she is now graduated as a teacher. And she brought in this idea, she shared this idea of a feelings box. Now, this is just a small cardboard box, like a shoe box, filled with lots of different items of all sorts of shapes, sizes, colors. It could be feathers, magic wands, anything sparkly. Could also be crystals, cubes, all different shapes, sizes, colors, toys. So if you are a play therapist, you're probably already familiar with this idea and probably already using something similar. So having the feelings box in which children would pass it around the circle at the beginning or the end of your class, or as Maureen uses it throughout the class, just to check in with the children and see how they're feeling. And this allows them to pick up one item and they can talk about it if they like, or they can just pick it and show it and then keep it with them. And that is an expression of how they're feeling. We are not reading into it for those of us that are not therapists or psychologists. We're just providing that time, space, and resources for them to express themselves through the metaphor of an object. So that's my first way, my new favorite way. My second way is through the metaphor of weather. So I've seen teachers use other metaphors such as colors or shapes, but I like to use the weather. And this, it can be, children can use any kind of weather that they like. Again, we're not reading into it necessarily, but it might be that they're feeling sunny and warm, or that they're feeling foggy or cloudy. And again, this might give you a little bit of insight into how they're feeling or how their day has been. And if they want to expand on that and say, well, today I feel a bit cloudy because I'm not very focused, then that's awesome. But if they just want to say, today I feel cloudy, that's enough. You know, that's giving them the time, the space, and the tools to express themselves. And then my third and final way that I'm going to share today is through mandala art. So if you are familiar with me and you've been to my trainings, you'll know that I am a big believer in mandala art for many different therapeutic benefits. But one is that it's a great way for children to process, reflect, and express their emotions. So if you want to use mandala art at the beginning of your class as a way for children to express themselves, you can just give them 2 or 3 minutes, provide some different resources, so maybe oil pastels and paints or chalk, or you can just keep it super simple with some colored pencils. Give them 2 or 3 minutes and encourage them to use this as time to express how they're feeling. So they're focusing on their emotions and their feelings, and they're expressing it through the medium of art. And after 2 or 3 minutes, hopefully they will feel a lot more focused. They'll have a little bit of time to really reflect on how they're feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally. This is an awesome one for all age groups. So from as young as 3 and 4, all the way up to teens. and it really does help them to get settled, to get focused. It's a great way to start the class, and of course it's a wonderful way for them to express their emotions. So just to summarize those 3 ways, we have the feelings box with lots of different fun objects. We have weather, a weather report for the day to express their feelings, and the use of mandala art meditation. And if you are interested in learning more about mandala art, then you can check out some of my other free video blogs that I have that specifically focus on how to support children through mandala art. So this is just 3 of the ways that I use to check in with children at the beginning and the end of my sessions, just to check in with how they're feeling. And I have an abundance of different ways of which I share on many of my trainings. Thank you so much for listening today. Namaste.